As Donald Trump's war of choice in Iran enters its fourth week with no clear end in sight, the Pentagon plans to ask Congress for an additional $200 billion to help fund it. It is a jaw-dropping, shocking amount. Americans don't seem like they're buying it. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows that 59% of adults disapprove of the war, just 37% approve of it. In the same poll, 55% of Americans say they're feeling the financial impact of the war-induced spike in gas prices. And, I mean, obviously, people are clearly feeling the financial pinch of the war. Now, Republicans are also trying to shove $15 billion of farm aid into the Iran war package. And get this, some Republicans are also floating the idea of cutting Affordable Care Act subsidies to offset this war's price tag. Congressman Jamie Raskin is a Democrat of Maryland. He's a ranking member of the Judiciary Committee, and he joins me now. And, Congressman, I got to say, I cannot think of a bigger political gift to the Democratic Party in a midterm year than for the Republicans to propose additional cuts to health care or social services or social spending to fund this war in an appropriations bill.
Well, I mean, it's such a vivid demonstration of what their whole regime is about. But they're asking us for $220 billion, which doesn't even take us to the end of the year in Trump's war. They're going at the rate of between $1 and $2 billion a day. And there are 285 days left in the year. So, you know, consider that a modest down payment on this war of choice, this regime change war, perhaps this fake regime change war, this war of aggression, which none of us ever voted on. And the Republicans in Congress have defeated every effort that we've made to try to demand a floor vote on the House floor. So, yes, you're right. I mean, this is a political Waterloo for Donald Trump. I mean, he said he was going to lower inflation on day one. Instead, people are paying 80 cents more a gallon for gasoline. He said there would be no more forever wars in the Middle East. He's given us that. He said he would drain the swamp, and he's created the most corrupt administration in American history and made himself more than $1.5 billion, which is thousands of times more than what all of the other presidents combined have made while they were in office. So, you know, the whole thing is a political gift, as you say, to the Democrats, but it's too painful for the country. And we are so isolated in the world right now. It's terrifying.
I got to say, I don't think I thought at first that the $200 billion was some sort of negotiating, you know, there's this concept of negotiating called anchoring, right, where you throw out a number so that you anchor expectations, then you can kind of undercut it, and then people are like, oh, well, it's only $75 billion or whatever they come up with next. I don't know if they're doing that, but what does seem clear to me, and I want to play you some sound from two different Republicans, each in one of the two houses, I don't think they have the votes to pass a $200 billion appropriation bill right now. Take a listen.
I can assure you that we're not going to vote to give $200 billion or $2 billion or $200 until we have hearings on money.
Well,
now, that's going to happen.
So at this point, would you vote in favor of giving that $200 billion?
Not without hearings.
And then I want to play your colleague, Lauren Boebert, in the House, where there's only, you know, they can only afford to lose, 3 votes right now? Here's what she had to say.
I will not vote for a war supplemental. No, I am a no. I've already told leadership I am a no on any war supplementals. I am so tired of spending money elsewhere. I am tired of the industrial war complex getting all of our hard-earned tax dollars. I have folks in Colorado who can't afford to live. We need America First policies right now, and that I'm not doing that.
What do you think of that?
Well, you know, there are a lot of hardcore MAGA Republicans who are feeling extremely burned by Donald Trump at this point because they place such emphasis on not getting into these wars. I remember from the first term, Chris, talking to a Republican colleague who was with me on the Oversight Committee who was thinking about going to work for Donald Trump. I was urging him not to do it. I said that, you know, he ruins everybody's career. He ruins everybody's reputation. He said, you know, you liberals are too tough on him. He's not going to get us into any wars because he knows he doesn't have the attention span actually to see it through. And he's also afraid that they're going to come after him personally. And I said, well, let's hope that's true. But you know, his whole history has been to drive constantly to the right. And of course, that's where they are. So you get people like Lauren Boebert asking questions. You may be right that this was kind of a negotiating position to start off with, but they appear to be moving in the other direction, trying to buy more votes with things like farm aid so that rural representatives and senators who are extremely skeptical of the whole military-industrial complex takeover of the Trump administration have to vote for it because they're going to be able to bring home some bacon.
Right, that's right. It's going to go up, right? Because they're going to try to lard it with more pork to buy more votes. That's a great point. Congressman Jamie Raskin, thanks for your time tonight.